Hello, Skele Vaderites, friends of Skele Vader, and those of you who are just curious about what the heck's going on here tonight. I am very excited to be doing a version, let's call this a version of Weekly Weirdo. Haven't done a Weekly Weirdo in a long time. And I do, if you watch this channel, you know I do toy reviews on here. This, I had to do a different kind of toy review. And so I'm real excited to get into this. We'll get into it in just a little bit. But I had a few words to say about this particular toy review and some things that I wanted to mention right off the bat. Number one, this is a kind of a historical moment for me. This is something that I never thought I'd ever be able to do. MONDO sent me this. So a huge thank you to MONDO for allowing a little guy like me to review this particular toy. I was totally surprised that this is something that they made available to me. So with that being said, huge thank you to MONDO for sending this particular thing my way. We're going to open it up in just a little bit. But first, let's have a look at the chat. There's quite a few people here. It's good to see that there's some folks showing up here. Let's see. We got Eldor, Master Versal Toy Hunter. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Speaking Moistly's here. Good to see you, Speaking Moistly. Bobby Dangerously. Yeah, man. Good to see you here, Bobby. What's happening? You're going to find out what's happening. Cobweb Collector. Great to see you here, man. Loving your videos. And JMax77, man, always great to see you here. Always great to see you. All right. So those are the folks who are here right now. And as folks pop in, I'll definitely say hello to you in the chat and keeping an eye on that. And you know, I just want to say that I realize that there are a lot of things, exciting things happening on YouTube right now. So folks, if you're normally watching Toy Frenzy on Thursday nights and you do other things on Wednesday nights, I totally understand. If you do pop in tonight, I'm thanking you ahead of time and thanking those of you who are here right now. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so I've done toy reviews. I will continue to do toy reviews on this channel. I usually pre-record them and then launch them as a video. Hardly ever putting myself in the video. But this thing is, I feel like, a remarkable piece, and I'm real excited to do a live review. So as I'm going along, folks, those of you who are watching, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I'll be paying attention to it. I'll try and take a pause and scroll through. Thank you, Speaking Moistly. Man, that's very sweet of you to say. Probably not, but I appreciate you saying that. I really do. That's very sweet of you. So let's look at this. Let's jump right in, because I know for those of you who are interested in this stuff, you've probably already seen videos of this on YouTube. I know I have. No shame. I'll watch for spoilers, watch it all. So you may have seen this already, but we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about what works, even if there's things that don't work. I mean, especially, right? So first thing I want to mention that genuinely works for me is the artwork. I have some friends. Sean, from Legends of Grayskull is one of them, who has a few Mondos and has mentioned that the packaging is a little bit different. I am unaware of the particular kinds of differences. It's the differences that do exist are probably because they've switched over to Funko, maybe. But if you're just getting started in the Mondo line and you start with this figure, I believe that the packaging is going to remain the same from here on out. But either way, this is I don't see myself collecting Mondo figures. They're too expensive for me, not for other people. But I gotta say, this artwork is phenomenal. The box is constructed in a very durable way, but also this is like a very high-end print right here on the front. Open up this, you've got this image here too. Now I believe this is Raul Barrero's photograph. Does it say it here? It doesn't say it there, but it probably says elsewhere. Folks, if you know in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong or right here, but I think so. Yeah, it does say Funko down here now, so it is official. Mondo is a Funko property, but I love Raul Barrero's photographs. He and his sister made this Snake Mountain that's behind here. Phenomenal artistry and amazing photograph. And then what's on the inside here is just breathtaking. I opened this up yesterday. It showed up. It was stuck in China for quite a time, like probably 3 weeks. It was there. I was checking. I got a notification that it was shipping, but every time I checked, it was stuck there. And finally, it took from the moment that it left China, it only took 3 days for it to get here. So that was pretty amazing. Let's check in on the chat and see how everybody's doing. We got Joe Gonsalves. Great to see you here, man. Thanks so much for popping in. Sean Scavarna. Hey, I just mentioned you. Sean, great to see you here. And thanks for popping in. And let's see. Yeah, go get him, Skele. I'm going back here, checking on the chat. Yep. And your afterpays prove it. Yeah, for sure. And these are expensive. Yeah. And speaking moistly is talking to a good point here too. Not everybody has the space for these. I certainly have limited space. What you're looking at is essentially the space I have for my toys. The rest of them are in boxes in another room. Until I have a little bit of a bigger space, maybe then I can start considering it. But I mean, if you have the space and if you have the money to invest, I would say just based on the packaging, based on what I'm looking at through here in this window, it's well worth what people are spending on this. But let's get into this. All right, no more dilly-dallying. Let's see. Eric Perryman, great to see you here. Good to see you. Let's get into this. I'm going to go ahead and cut the tape on the top. I believe that's the easiest way to get into this. There's on the bottom too, but I'm just starting the top. And I'm saving this box. I don't know. Yeah, and speaking moistly is saying, if you have the space and the money, Mondo is the best. Yeah. And also, this is my very first time touching a Mondo. So this is my very first time holding one of these. I'm real excited. So I'm saving the box. The artwork's phenomenal. Definitely going to save it. I might, since I have limited space for my collection, I'll be moving things around. And when I don't have this guy on display, I'll be putting him back in the box. So I'm going to save it for that. There's great information on the back here. I didn't read it out loud, but if you're familiar with Skeletor, it's all there. This is taking on, I'm saying here that I will tell you now that they are sticking to the Keldor storyline for Skeletor. I'm okay with that. I have mixed feelings about that. Sometimes I'm into it, sometimes I'm not. So they chose to go that route, which is totally fine. Okay, this is making me very nervous. Sean, did you get nervous about this? I'm sure you did. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Okay. All right, nothing in the box. Nothing in the box. Okay. So I've got some, this is going to be some serious ASMR here as I take apart these pieces. So if this bothers you, put it on mute. But I'm opening up the plastic. For those of you that are watching, let me know what you want to see first. Do you want me to start with the accessories? Do you want me to start with Skele himself? I'm undoing some tape here. Let me know what you want to see first. Do you want me to save the full sculpt of this guy to the last? Do you want to see the dragon? All right, got the top off here. Nothing embedded in here. The other day when I was opening the Leonardo creature from the Black Lagoon from NECA, I almost threw away an essential accessory piece that was in a little baggie taped to the side. So I got to be more careful with these things. All right, I'm going to check on the chat and see what you all want to see me look at first. And hey, Oz is here. Great to see you, Oz. And Oz is saying hello to Bud. I didn't say hi to Bud. I missed you. Sorry, Bud. Great to see you here. And Oz is also saying hello to Nolan. So hi, Nolan. Good to see you here. And we got Mr. Wonderful here. Great to see you here, Travis. And I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go back here and check on the chat. And let's see here. Okay, so Sean is saying, no, this is the first one he opened pretty quickly. All right, cool. And yeah, but I like both backstories too. It's kind of like, what am I in the mood for? What am I in the mood for? And Mondo Tila is going to be coming out this year, I think this year. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's going to be very popular. Skimming through to see if anybody has any suggestions of what they want to see first. Okay, Oz is the first one who wants to see. I don't think I'm going to show him full Monty Oz, but if you want to start off with if you all want to start off with this, then we're going to go ahead and start off with the full body of Skeletor. Hey, Rolando Flores is here. Great to see you, Rolando. And if I'm missing anybody, apologies. Let's see here. I'm scrolling back a little bit. And Bobby chiming in, I'm anti-Keldor. Hey, stick to your guns, man. Stick to your guns. All right. We are going to look at Skeletor. All right, got this little sheet. This little sheet was wrapped around his body, which is awesome. Okay. Right away, this is one of the things that, as a collector of plastic, is a draw for me. Always excited about the smell of the plastic when I open the packaging. I didn't tell you all that when I opened, I should include more of these things in my videos, and I think of them afterward. But when I opened him, and he still smells like it, when I opened the Toxic Avenger that I got for Christmas, the first smell that I got, and he still has it, the particular kind, there are different plastic smells if you're a toy collector. This one is the plastic, the same exact smell that I got as a kid when I opened up Sice Noodles and the Jabba's Palace band pack, the 3-pack of those characters. Same smell. I don't recall any of the other Star Wars figures smelling exactly like that. Anyways, so this Skeletor has a particular smell too. He smells good. I mean, this thing. So, all right. Let me check on the chat, see how everybody's doing. Hey, we got Thanos here. Hold on a moment. Let me just get that open. Thanos, great to see you here. Awesome. And yeah, okay. Let's look at this guy. So this Skeletor is I'm shocked. I don't know what I was expecting. He is heavy. He is sturdy. I'm terrified to drop him because he feels like, I mean, the pieces here are really cool. I don't want to mess this up. This is like, I'm sweating here. But he's heavy, he's sturdy. Let's look at his articulation. His articulation is stiff. It makes me so nervous. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. The ankles, I mean, look at the bottom, even the bottoms of his feet. God, that's incredible. Yeah, this guy's, folks, if you have the money, this is worth it. I'm just looking at this Skeletor by himself. Unbelievable. Look at the face sculpt on this. His jaw opens. Let me see. I have to use both my hands here. His jaw opens a little bit. I think it's being restricted by his hood a little bit. But his jaw is articulated. I really like this skull. I feel like that really works well with everything, like all of his details. Oh, there we go. His forearm was backwards on here, but now I got it fixed here. All right. His fingernails, his hand, his spell casting hand, maybe. Yeah, look at that. Oh, so cool. This guy is going to look great in photographs. Though I'd be hesitant to take him outside. I love to do my photographs outside. This detail here is fantastic. Yeah, this is beautiful. I'm going to put him to the side a little bit. Hold on a moment. Let me look at the chat. We've got Thanos. All right, we got Bobby saying, "I'm super happy you have him, Skele." Thank you, Bobby. This is amazing. It really is. And we got Duchess here. Hey, great to see you, Duchess. Thanks for popping in. Blow dryer or hot water. I think you're speaking mostly about his joints, perhaps being stiff. Yep, I get that. Duchess saying, "Wow." Here, yep. And JMac saying, "So happy you got this." Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, JMac. And now I got to get. Now I when I was a kid. I was always drooling over the 12-inch Darth Vader, the vintage one. I might have to see if anyone's selling one at a reasonable price online, just so I can have them standing next to each other, so I can have my tall Skele Vader dudes. All right, a lot of in chatting here. Yeah, Oz saying these Mondos are most gorgeous toys of all. I really do think so. So the loincloth is furry. These are sort of flexible, but still I'm not going to like push it with that. But you've got these little skulls here. The belt looks like it might be removable. I don't want to risk that either. Maybe I'll get into that in a little bit. Look at this. Look at all these details. The shin guards, again, the feet, the fingernails, the skull. All right. Spent a lot of time on this. I'm going to get this head off. Okay, Sean, any advice for taking off the parts? I am so nervous about this. If you're still watching, Sean, let me know. Okay, it came off easy. Whew. All right, it came off easy. Now, there are other heads here. We're going to look at them piece by piece. We've got the dragon. We'll get to that in a little bit. We've got the dragon blaster armor here. These are magnetically put together. You see those little magnets? It looks like it just snaps together. Yeah, it snaps together like that. That's pretty good. Pretty neat. That's cool. I'm going to set that aside right here. And we've got the battle armor. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, same thing with this. This pops open and has the magnetic pieces to pull it back on, to put it back on there. Then you've got the, for the battle armor, you have these little, you know, the bat emblem. So this also goes on like a magnet with a magnet piece there. That's on there perfectly fine. Pretty awesome. Yeah, and then this comes off and you can put the battle damage one on there. I don't know. I'm thinking I might display him with his battle armor. This is absolutely beautiful. Well, just to have the option is a lot. That's just like, that's saying a lot. It's very cool. Mondo, this is amazing. So far, I'm just completely impressed. Let's see. Yeah, Bobby's saying, I always love the bat design, man. Me too. I've seen people with the battle armor Skeletor bat on a t-shirt, and I'm thinking about going on to TeePublic or wherever that might be found and try and get one. Maybe Motu Joe has that on his t-shirt shop. Speaking moistly, Mondo should give Skele some money because I'm sold. Hey, you know what? Mondo, I'm just going to say, Mondo, if you want to send more of these my way, you're more than welcome to. I'm happy to do this for you. This is phenomenal stuff here. And Sean is saying, if you want me to drop in and geek out with you, let me know. Yeah. Feel free to pop in, Sean. I mean, heck, if Oz and Bobby are watching too and they feel like it, they should feel free to drop in too. We'll do a little pre-Toy Frenzy. And speaking moistly, saying battle armor, Skeletor is the best Skeletor. All right. I have conflicting feelings about that. He's the only Skeletor that I was able to get as a kid, so I love that. But because I never was able to get the original version, I still have a deep love for the original version. Let's see. Yes. Thank you, Bud. I'm going to definitely. Oh yeah, that's right. Oz, Retro Rags is Motu Joe's t-shirt shop. So I'm sure that t-shirt is there. I'm going to go over there and have a look at that. Maybe when I get paid in February. And Skele, once you have everything out, slap the Terror Claws on him with the battle armor and his belt. It's a great look. All right. Well, I'm going to try all this stuff tonight, Bud. I'm going to try it all as much as I can. Now, I want to take a moment of appreciation for the vintage head, which is, I don't know if you're all familiar with the Mattel, the 12-inch Mattel vintage figures that they came out with a few years back. I avoided buying that Skeletor because I got to look at him in the package once at a store, and I was like, the sculpt is not, the sculpt didn't quite do it for me. This does. This is really remarkable. Nothing against Mattel, but you know, if you're going to do the vintage head, this is a really great version of that. And so I'm going to put that on him. Let's see how that looks. Oh, it makes me so nervous. Oh, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, come on. I think I'm just, you know, I'm feeling trepidatious, but it's not going on very easily. All right, that doesn't really want to go on. Sean, did you have a problem with that? Let's see. And I could just be, yeah, I'm not even going to push it. I'll try the other heads. This is, the hole is a little bit tight on this, so he doesn't really want to go on there very easily. And then this other head, I'm saving my, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm saving my favorite for the last. All right, we got John. Hold on a moment here. Let me just change this a little bit. Hey.
Crashed.
I love it. I just have to look at this. Hey, did you have any trouble? Putting this this filmation, not filmation, but the vintage head on there?
I have not even bothered with it, other than I took it out and I'm like, oh, okay, here's the vintage head.
It's a little tight. It's making me so nervous.
I would definitely. I don't know about the hot water for these. I'd personally say just use a hair dryer.
Yeah.
There's still some stuff even with Battle Cat I never got resolved because I was just like, oh, I'm so happy it's here, and then I put it on the shelf and it's like, okay. I mean, honestly, it doesn't bother me, but so yeah, your very first Mondo, and obviously,
oh my gosh. Well. It's going really well. It's going really well. I mean, aside from the head, the alternate head's not going on easily, which is, I'm going to say, I think is a good thing because that means that I'm going to heat it up and it'll go on. Should go on.
Yep.
And I don't. One of the worst things is if it fits on too easily and it just can pop off really easily. So.
Yeah, these I know there were people with Battle Cat that were complaining that peg for the head is different than it's not a ball joint. It's like it's like an octagon just piece that you fit the head on. And there were people complaining, oh, well, the Battle Cat head's falling off of the figure. And it's like, what are you doing with your figure that the thing keeps falling off? Because it's not meant to be played with. I mean, But in the case of these, they're usually really tight. So they really suck.
It's very tight. And I'm hesitant to put it on, but I do like this alternate head.
Yeah.
It's like did we talk about it? It's almost like a Army of Darkness version of Skeletor.
After the show last week, I was showing you that, and you said that was probably your favorite out of the options, and you mentioned that. That one to me is almost like the 2000X one without the fangs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. The eyes are very cool. They almost look like it's hard to tell here, but they almost look like BBs in there.
Yep,
red BBs. It's very convincing. Though in seeing this in real life, the Alcala head is just amazing. I am crushing big time on this. You and I share a deep love of the mini comics, and that artwork's phenomenal. I'm just gonna try get this one on here. If it doesn't work either, then I'll just do a series of photos later or something showing them. Oh, it makes me so, it's going on. It's going on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
If you want it's awesome. I mean that's the
God.
If you took not gauntlets, but the wrist wraps off, you pretty much have the mini comic Skeletor.
Yeah,
having that head on him, because even I brought mine over just because now we're gonna geek out about this. I mean, they even have this coloring the same as the mini comic. He's got, everything. The only thing that they don't do, which I okay that they didn't for the fact that he's such a big figure, is when I was a kid, it always blew my mind that they had the butt cheek Skeletor, because I was like, he literally has nothing under there.
There's no butt cheeks here. There's no butt cheeks. Just for anybody that's wondering, there's no butt cheeks here.
But I mean, I was actually debating that the other day when I was messing with it. Like, should I maybe just take the wrist armor pieces off and then have it be like traditional mini comic? But I'm using the cape on it, and I'm like, I kind of want him to be represented that whole way. But then I have another one coming because I wanted to display the other options. And that one I'll take those off, and I'll have the battle armor on them. Then.
There you go.
And the Terror Claw.
See, that's
too.
For those of you that collect these things, you're going to want all these versions on display. I mean, this is a tricky figure because you've got 3, potentially 4 versions of this character you could have on display.
Yep.
I got to give a moment of appreciation for the dragon. This is adorable and amazing. The dragon, he's got full articulation. It looks like
almost.
Almost.
He doesn't have articulation at the elbows or the knees, but he has it at the wrists and at the shoulders and at the hips. And I like that he goes out and he goes up and down too for both of them.
Yeah, this is so cool. This is so cool.
And you know, you can real quick with the dragon, that piece there goes up into the top of the mouth, so it doesn't even look like there's anything missing if you don't have it in there.
Oh yeah, I got that on there.
That
Look at that.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Oz, how's it going?
What's going on? Just you know, I was gonna wait until I was sitting back at my laptop, but I realized that some really awesome dude named Skele Vader gifted me this amazing slime cup, and I wanted to show off how amazing that glow looks.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Isn't that so? The glow is, and we're not doing a review of the Starbucks, you know, slime cup, but I want to tell
that's
you,
just impressive.
Folks, if you find one of these, I don't understand the I can't even use the word technology, the magic, because this stays glowing all night long. It's like a night light by my bed. I don't.
It does when it's sitting in a good spot with some good light on it all day. Like it's pretty nuts.
I don't even have to do that. Seriously.
Oh yeah, just like
have to do that
in a room. Like, well, because like I used it during the stream, and then like I kind of put it up because it doesn't keep my drinks quite as hot as the usual tumbler, the bootleg Toy Frenzy tumbler. So like it was sitting on top of some cabinets in my kitchen, and I brought it down because I was like, okay, I'm going to use this one today. And it's just been sitting in just like a room with like regular light. And I come out here to have a smoke, and I'm like, this thing is glowing like crazy right now.
It's amazing. We got Adam here. Good to see you. All right. Speaking Moistly is saying Oz is drinking mutagen. That's right.
That's true.
All right. So back to this. This is very convincing the way they designed this.
God, that's so cool.
The blast effect is very cool. There's a little bit of a paint application to this to give it a shimmer, but it's mostly translucent. And then it's, like you said, Sean, it's attached to the roof of his mouth,
right,
as opposed to the back of his mouth, so that it looks like it's genuinely originating from his mouth and he's blowing it out at you.
Well, what I liked about that too, with Sean, when Sean was showing that off on one of his streams earlier, what I liked about that is it, you know, like we'll think of like CamoCon and CobraCon right now. You know how they've got like the spitting action feature-ish, you know, like it kind of breaks the sculpt seeing that little hole in the back of the mouth, right? So by putting a little notch in the roof of the mouth that it connects to, it doesn't break that illusion when you don't have the piece in. And I just think that's such a cool way to do this.
When I took it out, I actually was like, where do you put that? I looked and I'm like, oh, that is so cool. Because I looked at the thing, I'm like, wait a minute, there's a little rectangular piece. And I'm like, son of a bitch, it just goes right in the roof of the mouth.
It's so different from what we expect. Skele, thank you for inviting me on to share this with you, because this figure is certainly just, Sean, your review was absolutely amazing. And now seeing Skele get to open it and show it off, and it being in Skele's collection, man, you guys are lucky.
I'm stupid. That's I'm suicidal, depending. He was the smart one, and he managed to get in touch with Mondo on that one. So It's like I didn't even get to the bottom of that one this time around, but I'm glad he got it. So
well, you helped out with that, Sean. You gave me some pointers on that, so I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, here's the cape. So I got the cape out, and you're right. The cape is like, wow.
When you think you got it unfolded, then there's still like 3 other folds you got to unfold again. It's like a freaking huge cape.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
So this is the wingspan.
Yep. I could wear that as a bandana.
You absolutely could.
It has wires all through the bottom and the sides.
It seems like really good quality wire too.
And a stiff wire around the neck. You can bend it a little bit. So there's wires that go all around so that you can pose this. So this is another landmark. This is the first figure I've ever gotten that has a articulated cape. So I know that wasn't it the exclusive Comic-Con exclusive Scareglow or PowerCon exclusive Scareglow that from Masterverse that had an articulated cape or something like that.
Yeah, it had that wired cape.
Yeah,
I thought King Grayskull had it too.
Maybe I don't know.
I'd have to look at it. You know what? No, it probably didn't, or it wasn't. At least it wasn't as firm a wire.
So this is this is cool too. The hood. I'm looking at the hood here.
Oh,
I'm gonna try and put this on this Skeletor here. Let's see. Okay, so that looks really funny.
So yeah, this thing was the part that had me the most like, what the hell, trying to get it to work.
Yeah, you gotta really like mess around with it so you can get it to look like it's realistic.
You have to take the harness off. And then you put the because there's a hole in the cape that the back of the harness then that connects the straps, they'll go through there, and then they connect to the back of the harness.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, that was at least 30 minutes of me going, why did they do it like this? But once I finally got it to work, I'm like, I'm never changing this ever again. This is always going to be caped. That's it.
The little latch that connects the straps to the back of the harness here makes me pretty nervous. I can see why that would take you 30 minutes because it's like you don't. Oh, there we go.
So
take the head off.
Basically, what it is, it's the harness is one piece, and then there is the end of the straps have a circle. And then there is a circle underneath the top of the harness, and you have to line those up while you have the cape there. And it's like, you've got to be freaking kidding me trying to get that all set up.
How did you get the... So I've got it like this.
Yeah. So then I put the cape around his shoulders.
Yeah. There you go.
Because the harness is supposed to be the thing that, so when you put me back on the screen, like you'll see when I show you mine here.
I see exactly what you mean. That little, okay, so the little hook goes underneath through the hole, and then you reattach it to.
But now here's the other thing though. Before you reattach it, also bring the hood in through the harness.
Oh yeah,
because then the hood is going to look like it's just out there, and and all this stuff. It looks really weird. So make sure that's coming up, because there's plenty of fabric to get it up through the harness itself. And then the other fun part is you put the head into the fabric, and you try to get the head back on the peg while the fabric is there. It's literally
I'm doing that right now.
I took photography in high school, and when I was in the dark room, I had less problems fumbling around trying to get the damn film on the roll that you had to deal with than I did having to do this thing.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Getting this on. I'm gonna pull this hood through the hole,
mm-hmm.
and
then pop the head through there too, so that it's at least there. And then one, I'd say probably pop the head back on first, and then worry about the rest of the stuff on the back, and then you'll have it connected.
It's incredible. Right. I mean, they've definitely put engineering behind these looks to really capture how they're often depicted in the art. I'd like to say more so. A couple of quick shout outs here. Payne's Toy Samples has joined us.
Hey, Aaron.
We've got Ronald Embry here as well.
All right, Ronald.
Another Aaron has joined us.
All right, Aaron. Nice to see you. I think I know which Aaron that is. Good to see you, Aaron.
We've got Emerald Knight Photos jumping in as well tonight.
All right.
John is here with us. So really big turnout tonight for the short notice live stream, Skele, but we're all here to see this amazing toy.
This is a special occasion.
It really is.
Like, I am sweating over here, guys. Like, this is so cool. Now, I do have a little bit of a fabric, like a piece of white fabric coming out of there. I think I could probably turn it. I did notice when I was messing around with it, you could turn it inside out. See this back? So I might even have it inside out. How did the back of your hood look?
Now let's put you on solo layout there so we can kind of see.
Show.
And now,
can we see your? Oh yeah.
Let's compare with Sean's.
So maybe I do have mine inside.
I think yours is inside out, Skele.
Yeah. All right. That's okay. I'll fix that later. That's cool though. I mean, this is
Alcala head just does something, man.
It's so cool.
That is definitely the definitive, like, best looking head for the figure.
Yeah, very cool. It comes with the little the stand thing for the stand. That holds him his crotch.
Mondo
area,
needs Sean. You brought it up. I got to agree with you wholeheartedly. Mondo needs to re-release the stand that came with the Skeletor on its own now. Like it really needs to come out.
It's like twice. I wouldn't say twice as wide, but it's like a third more wide than the previous stand. And now they look like they're trying to make them Masters of the Universe-esque, whereas if you have any of the other ones, it's a circle with a big M in script, and it's like, I guess you could say Masters of the Universe that way, but you know it's Mondo, and there's a part of me that's like, why did you change it here? Like, of all characters, yes, he's important, but why couldn't you have started it with the Deluxe He-Man when probably more people were jumping in on the line and starting fresh, like I did, and move forward with it ever since? But that's just me having my OCD about it. So,
yes, Ronald, it is me. I know. I just got done with Mega J. Now here I am again.
All right, so these are the Terror Claws.
Oh man, this is what I'm excited about here. These Terror
Claws.
I'm gonna go ahead and I created a new option for us, Oz, when I was messing around with this earlier. Look at that. All right, so this is cool. You can articulate the claws. This gauntlet is awesome.
That
Heavy
is so
duty.
cool.
This thing's great. These are
and
great.
I love the look that, like the Terror Claws almost have like this bone look to them too.
Yeah.
Like it looks like your tarsals.
Yeah, they're the mini comic version of the Terror Claws. Yep. And we've got an axe here. I was real excited about this
I love that.
filmation.
The filmation axe with the full like crystal ball at the top.
Yeah. It's
even
beautiful.
the detail on that too, like it's just really, really good looking.
This is brutal. Don't throw this at anybody, folks.
Yeah, they're actually they're sharp-ish.
Yeah.
The first thing I'm gonna do now
is Legion's guy will understand this. I mean, it's like those weapons you can almost protect your own house with them. So.
Hey, Mike Fee, good to see you here. I saw Oz put you up there. Great to see you here, man.
We have Mike Fee jumping in. Mr. Wonderful Travis is here.
Travis, good to see you.
And, and Joe says tear claws are Eternian back scratchers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, and then what do you guys want to see next? The Havoc staff or the sword?
Oh, we've seen the sword with He-Man. He doesn't come with a cool Havoc staff. Give us the Havoc staff. Oh, look at that. Here we go. Going solo for you again, buddy.
And this thing is heavy. That's the thing.
Oh, man.
The heck out of me.
Look at that. Again, that detail, the sculpting behind this.
I thought maybe the jaw would be articulated because it is glued on as a separate piece, but it is not articulated.
No,
and that's okay. Who needs an articulated Havoc staff jaw? It would be cool if the skull could rotate forward.
So, that would be really neat.
That's not even something that happened, but I do love this. This is just beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
It is heavy, Sean. You're right.
Yeah, because I found out how heavy it is because when I have my holding hand in, I actually can't get him to. If I'm holding him, his wrist constantly just droops down because this thing it's all right here. This whole section, I was surprised how heavy this part is, and the balance is really bad because of that. And again, if you're just posing it and putting it on your shelf, it's not going to ruin it for you. But it really is a nice, meaty weapon that I was not expecting out of this. So
almost makes me wish they put like a better counterweight at the bottom to help balance it a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like the bottom this is nothing right here. Like it's normal plastic, no big deal. But for some reason, this top piece, especially right here, this whole part is just so freaking heavy. And I've only tried a couple of the hands out just to try to get them to hold it. One thing that I wish they would have done with it personally is I wish they would have made it maybe like another inch longer. Because
really,
yeah, because when you have him holding it, if you have his arm like this, where it's you just have it bent and he's holding it, it doesn't go the whole way to the floor. Or it doesn't go the whole way to the shelf.
Oh.
This actually, when I first got it, I was putting the bottom of it on his foot because I still needed.
Right, I remember you saying that.
And I really wish that maybe just an inch more, so it could have been even bigger and make it look more imposing, and it would have been able to have its own way to sit properly.
Skele, you have a dreaded look on your face.
I'm so nervous about I'm trying to put it in his hand. And I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna break.
Which hand are you doing the? Okay, because I ended up choosing the one where he's like slightly more opened. This one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, because I figured that would be pretty decent, and that's the one that I can't seem to get the wrist to not stop swiveling on me. But I think that's going to be the way that the rest of them are too.
I'm going for it, guys. I'm going for it.
Go for it.
Okay, got it.
You'll be all right.
They're sturdy. Yeah. Sean approved.
This makes me so nervous. Okay, I'm gonna get let's compare our wrist strength.
Yeah. If yours is good, and I will say too, out of the Mondos I have, and I never really did anything with Trapjaw's freehand. So I don't know if he's any different. But I feel like Skeletor, they went the extra mile. He almost has like a couple of extra little notches on his hands, so they stick in a little more firmly, because he may have that.
So yeah, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to open it up here. This is yeah, you're right. They're like little notches here.
Like there's like two ridges. There's the back notch that one's on He-Man, but then there's these two other ones that, as far as I can remember, were not on He-Man. And now I think they're starting it either with Skeletor or with Trapjaw, because those are the most recent ones. But it locks it in there really well. But then on the other hand, if you're trying to pop a hand out easily, you are going to need to heat it up probably, or you're going to have to really put some effort into getting it out of there.
Nope, he's got that swivel.
I don't feel bad. It made me feel better, at least, because I'm like, if everybody else is composed properly and mine's the only one. But here's a little thing I tried, because I saw somebody online do it. So you have the open hand here, and what I started doing was just putting this in his open hand.
Oh yeah.
And it actually worked even better, and then that way I could at least have the sword with him too, because I do like that he's got the purple power sword.
Agreed. Yeah, like that's kind of an iconic piece too when you're talking about the toy aspect of Skeletor. Exactly. You know, is he should have a purple power sword, or again, half power sword. Would have been neat if Mondo packed in like a silver half sword with that deluxe He-Man, and then a purple half sword with Skeletor, so you could do the combine.
That would have been cool. That, or like on Sunbird Legacy, he has that curved sword, or like a Saracen sort of a sword. It would have been kind of cool to have that instead of the power sword, maybe. Even though I know, you know, they did the tooling and all that stuff, so that's already available, and obviously it goes well with the vintage idea. But there's that part of me going, but Mondo's not really going vintage, or what? They're doing their own thing. That could have been a really cool way to handle it as well. So,
I like the plastic hood better. I know I need to turn this one inside out, but I took that one off and I put this one on. I kind of like it better.
Well, you know, I think maybe that cloth soft goods, like if you were going to do a Skeletor with the hood down look, might work better. You know, because you can kind of like fold it around his neck maybe a little bit.
Sean,
you could do that.
Sean, I figured it out.
What?
Oh.
So you can use the wires of the cape to hold the Havoc staff in place.
Oh, wow.
That's a good idea. I did not think of that.
So now it won't go anywhere.
There we go.
And that's why they use the extra rigid wire in the cape. It's to help hold the Havoc staff. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, can we have him holding his own head? Yeah, let's do
it. Probably with that open.
Get a little Hamlet action going on.
Yeah. To be or not to be.
Yorick. You boob.
That's right.
Alan Oppenheimer reads Shakespeare as Skeletor. I need this now. Oh my
God!
I need that to happen.
We need a Skeletor Hamlet is what we need. Yeah,
it's got to happen. Gotta happen. So Joe says spinning wrist action feature.
Yeah,
that's what mine has.
So I'm sorry, guys, but I think I found my display version. I'm just gonna open this up. I'm gonna have him on display just like this for like the next year. I'm pretty confident. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing here.
What gets me, so this shows you where I am mentally. Apparently, I'm an idiot because it took you literally like 2 minutes to get that cape on, and I was sitting there the other day going, "Why won't this work?"
Hey,
all right, I have a confession. Like, I have a confession. No, I have a confession. So I have not yet attached these pieces. Okay, so Don't worry. I have not attached that. I'm terrified to attach that. Don't feel bad.
Skele also had a guide, Sean, because you did the trial and error and helped guide him on the way. I still haven't even put on Vorgus Vermilius' cape yet.
Oh yeah. That one's fun too, but the difference for me was like, okay, the amount of money you're paying for this figure, you just unhooked everything, and you're like, I'll never get this fit together ever again. Oh my god, what did I do? You know, you're just like hating life for at least half an hour because it's literally like you're trying to make sure that the whole lines up properly, and you're just pushing down, hoping that you're connecting the dang thing. And the only way I found out I did was I finally stopped pulling on the harness and it just stayed. And I'm like, I'm not touching you anymore. I'm done. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to touch it either. All right. Let's look at the other pieces that this thing comes with. I mean, I'm basically super excited about how this is going to be looking here. But he comes with this is the Dragon Blaster chain, basically
I love that.
the dog walking accoutrement that he comes with, and then he's got the little. It would have been cool if they would have come with a key to open that up, but this is the little
padlock.
The padlock that it comes with.
Very nice.
Which is, man, I'm not giving enough credit to this. Look at the details on this.
Here, let me give you that solo layout. You can hit that other thing.
Yeah.
That is nice. They even did a nice little wash on it to help bring out those kind of oxidized, rustic features of that old lock.
The little bolts are painted like a silver color, and it's oxidized. Yeah. I mean,
Ace has made it to the show.
Oz and I know that this is one of the best greens ever, and it really Dragon Blaster Skeletor really showcases that.
All the colors on Skeletor, just like as I got older, kept becoming more and more my favorite, right? Like that bright blue, the dark purples, the bright greens, and then even the pink from the bat emblem on the battle armor. Just like, man, his entire color scheme. Look at that stand. Look at that.
Yeah, the stand is no one talks about the stand. The stand is hefty. It's like two different pieces that have been snapped together, so it's got a little weight to it. It's
look at the texture.
I don't as a newbie to Mondo, I love this, but I don't, I mean, I don't know what it used to look like. You said it had like a
here. Let me get it here.
Let me get it.
Sean with the mighty flex. I have so many Mondos. Let me show you these old stands.
Mondos. I picked stuff up. I put them down. Wait. What it was.
Yeah. Here, let's give
the big M on the bottom, and then you put the stand in there, and that's all you had.
Oops. Sorry.
So it's like, lovely. This is what you gave me for He-Man, for Trapjaw, for Anti-Attorney He-Man. And then out of nowhere, Skeletor gets like real estate, you know? Like,
I see I finally see what you mean. So you're saying this is where they should be going.
I mean,
in the future,
it's literally like 2/3 bigger. The more I look at it now, like
it really is.
You have so much more, and then on top of it, the bricks or the stone makes so much more sense compared to here's this plain looking thing. It works. I'm not going to say it doesn't work, but if you want something that goes with the figure, Skeletor brought it to the party instead of this, you know.
So, Ace has joined us tonight, and I want to give a shout out for phrase of the night, just because something ahoy moistly. Now I know. Good. Ace is just saying hi to speaking moistly, but ahoy moistly is I think amazing. That needs to be my new greeting from now on.
I think I said that once or twice in high school and got smacked for it. So I don't remember.
So Ace is saying I've been working on some of my Skeletor custom stuff all day, and as I type, so this is a fun spot. Well, hey, Ace, send some photos of your Skeletor custom stuff. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see what you're working on. Okay, that's just an invite. You don't have to, but we'd love to see what you're working on. We love that stuff.
So I like where Bud's going with this. He'd paint the cracks around the stones in the stand neon green to make it look like the ground is spitting with Havoc magic, which is an element from the CGI cartoon, that Havoc, as opposed to just the power. And I gotta say, that's actually not a bad idea. Like, if you get into like some custom paint with those stands, maybe even do the rocks like a purple and green for Skeletor, might do like a red and blue for He-Man or something. Might be just a little neat. And then a callback again, if you can get more than one of those stands. I really hope Mondo like says, hey, we're gonna sell the stands separately now. You know, kind of like, so you can go back to maybe your older figures and add this new style stand to it. I think that would be a nice touch on their part, since they gotta go shake it up after releasing what, 7-8 figures before this.
All right, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about this too. I was wondering why there was a wider space between these two straps on his waist.
On his buttocks. Thing. Say what it is. It's a butt.
So it fits perfectly. I'm not showing it very well here because I'm trying to do this with my hands, but it fits perfectly for the stand.
Giving us a little upskirt action on Skele here. Maybe we will see them cheeks.
Be a good boy. All right, here we go. So we got all right.
It's solo layout here.
It's really hard to do it while holding up the cape, but that fits right in there. See that?
Okay, yeah, it makes sense for, again, that design, so you can still get, basically the stand's not going to cover up any of the strap or anything there.
And it won't cause the straps to bend over time. Sean, do you have a little space there too on your
yeah, I checked mine. Mine has it too.
Behind straps, your butt straps.
And you tell me to behave.
The concept of the stand to me is kind of funny anyway, because in my own head, I'm like, it should come up and wrap around the waist, because that's typically the way. Like when my grandmother had dolls when I would see them as a kid, they'd always have that, and then to have it just like cup them the way they do, it's a little weird. But I'll be honest, I've only had one fall, and the one that I had fall was not one on a stand. So it obviously doesn't work, and it does it well. But if you wanted to get a better, I wouldn't say a better stand, but a stand that you feel a little less like, oh, you need to have maybe like the wrap around the waist to make sure it's really in there. It's not a horrible idea if you ask me, especially for the money that you're paying, but the Mondo stands still do fine for the most part.
They seem sturdy, so.
Okay, one of the challenges is to get the head on.
Yep.
While it's in the plastic hood. What is the trick? If I go...
So let's get some feedback to Mondo here. Include instructions.
There's got to be a trick to get this on. Is there a way to get this on once the head is on? And no, there's not. So you have to put it on with the head in
Bobby? He says, I want a Mondo Dr. Teeth. I want the whole band. Let's do it, Mondo.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to Tommy Hodges. Have him pitch it.
If they made a stout Waldorf, my afterpay would be through the roof, but I'd be a happy man.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely.
Those are my boys. Statler.
Yep.
This is a real challenge, Mondo. my only complaint, honestly, is that it's hard to put the head on the neck peg. Well, those are stiff anyways. Those are difficult to do anyways. But when you have the plastic hood on, it's just a little bit difficult. I'm just gonna try and. I'm just gonna break my Mondo Skeletor right now. All right, let's see.
So Skelly's giving it the full QC test, everybody. He's going to abuse it and let you know how much damage it can really take. And then beg the Mondo gods for forgiveness and hope that they will replace whatever he breaks.
I'm just going for it. Okay. So the hood is more flexible than I thought it was. So you just give it a little bit of a press and that should work fine. There we go. It squishes a little bit as you do it, and then
it's such a good look, though.
See, the thing with the hood for me, and this goes all the way back to the original, like when I was a kid, it always looked like a bonnet, and it bugged the heck out of me even back then.
Right.
So anytime, like I think Classics was the first, but that Alcala alternate head that came out later on with Demo Man, it looked like it was right there with the harness. It didn't feel like it was just wrapped around his skull anymore. And so when I got the Mondo, I'm like, this is absolutely my version because I don't have that gap. It's all hood right there. So
yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like I always felt that way with the original toy. Like again, when we watch the show, like the hood and the harness kind of look like one piece, right? When we watch the cartoon. And the 2000X, like, it was like a whole hooded cloak look and then the harness and armor underneath. And with the toys, there was always that separation of the two. Like it always looked like he wore a bonnet, as you said, and I like when it looks more like it's one unified piece. Or in this case, I do like how they do the way the cape can come under the harness and then the hood flows under. Like it looks good together like that. I really appreciate that detail.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, the only way it could have been better is if the hood was attached to the cape, which I don't know if that would have made it would have been harder to do it that way, I think. But just having it as one piece and then it's just seamless rather than having here's a piece for the hood, here's a piece for the cape. But however it works, I mean, once you get it put together, it's still it looks great. So
it is like I haven't played dress up with dolls so intensely.
Aaron says he found Dragon Blaster Origins Skeletor for $4.99 at Ross. If they still have those at your Ross, because they don't have them here, Aaron, let me know. I still need like that Skeletor, and I kind of want 2 for the armor. Let me know, brother. Bud's in the same boat. He still needs a Dragon Blaster as well. When you guys find these deals, get the word out to us so we can all get them.
I think that's what he's doing right now.
Yep.
Maybe he just found it today.
Yeah, of course.
Because I've been to, when those Universal monsters were hitting Ross, I was
looking for you, Skelly.
I went to 3 different Rosses. I didn't see any, but I was a little late to the game because it was it was right around Christmas, and I didn't
and
go
they're all like
after
empty
Christmas.
now.
Yeah, I didn't go till after.
Best advice I can give Mondo: make sure your product goes to Ross so that everybody can get one.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Everybody.
$24.99 at Ross for 200.
Oh my God!
I'll tell you what, you want to get the fans out there.
Mondo's going to have a hit squad after me for even suggesting that, probably.
Right.
They'll whack me.
All right, I put the hood back on, the cloth hood back on him, and I got the harness snapped into place.
Nice.
This particular head, he feels a little like hunchy, but and he still has the little white fabric poking out right there. I might have to just get a purple Sharpie and just touch that.
Try to give it a little singe with the lighter if you can. Sometimes that'll help firm up the. It sounds like a bad idea, but if you got a loose or frayed thread on your clothes, if you burn it, it kind of helps seal it, keeps it from fraying more. Skele, Thanos is asking you if you have seen Mousejaw at any of the Targets near you guys.
I have not. I haven't been to Target this week though, Thanos. So apologies. I have not seen him. I didn't see any. The last time I went to Target was Sunday. I didn't see anything then, and I heard they were coming on Monday.
Right. So they'll be gone by now. Clearly, on sale on eBay from what was your local Target for $74.99.
That's insane. That's
Broman saying ahoy ahoy.
Hey, Broman, good to see you.
He's been pumping out some more stuff. If you've been following his IG, ooh,
I know. You're right, Sean. This is like a full I'm gonna have to spend a full year getting this reattached.
Lining that up was definitely the biggest headache I could think of, and then the second was having that cloth hood and trying to reattach the head and having the head just be like floating in that hood, trying to get it in there and hoping that I even got it on the peg, because there were more than a few times I didn't even have it touching the peg and it just fell right out again. So that
I can imagine.
All right.
Pretty much any soft goods nowadays when it comes to capes is a little more confusing than just like freaking superpowers where you just put it on the neck and you're done, and that is exhausting in some ways. Like, I appreciate the artistry and I appreciate the extra step of doing what they're doing, but without having either a YouTube video or an instruction manual, like Oz is saying, it really is, because I had to look on Mondo's site and go, how does this work again? Because when I saw that opening at the back, I'm like, okay, so obviously that means something. And I went on Mondo's site and was checking out the initial product photos, and I was like, oh, so this is going to be fun. It's
almost like you have to utilize the crease between his shoulder blades as a way to press it through. It's still not pressing through, but I'm thinking about taking the wrist gauntlets off, like you said, and going full Alcala.
He'll basically be Alcala if you do that, because everything else is pretty much traditional looking then.
I'm gonna get the sword.
Ace is asking if there's usually good stuff at Ross. Honestly, up until about the past couple of months, I don't think any of us were really looking at Ross.
Yeah, it was recently that and there's been, people have been reporting that the Tomax and
Zaymot.
Zaymot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have been showing up there.
I don't know where Zaymot is, because all I've seen at any of our Rosses is Tomax, and no, you can't just get two Tomax and say it's Tomax and Zaymot, because they're mirrored.
The best thing is you get that one and you start throwing them around in Ross, and then eventually you hear this ow somewhere, and you're like, follow the ow, and then you find them finally. That was one of the dumbest parts of them on the cartoon when I was a kid. I'm like, you mean you hurt one and you hurt them both? This is kind of weird. But
that twin syndrome, right?
Yeah, it's like, pretty sure if you punch a twin in the face in reality, it doesn't work that way. But okay, I guess
some have said that others can feel it, but
that's different. I guess when Roadblock does it, everybody feels it, even if they're not getting hit. But yeah, I don't want the superpowers capes returned, but I when I was a kid, it was the easiest thing to just.
It was.
There it is, and you had a capeless Superman or a Batman for a little while if you wanted.
I'll tell you what, though, if you ever lost that little plastic clip that was in there, man, was that annoying. But at the same time, though, it wouldn't be too hard to just, pop something else in there so you get that round shape, maybe clip a piece of paper clip and then wrap it around their neck so it tightens around it,
This is this is really fun for people who enjoy challenges. I could see how this might be fun.
The puzzle box of action figures.
And they don't have any qualms about breaking anything. You know, I can see how this might be. But, I mean, seriously, what you get is worth the stress, worth the effort, worth the trials and tribulations.
Legend has it, when you fully get your Skeletor fully assembled, Pinhead will appear.
It's a Pandora's box. It truly is. Okay. Totally is. All right, I'm going back to the plastic hood, and I still can't get the back harness attached, but I'm gonna experiment. Have you tried the Havoc stuff being in the left hand?
I haven't taken that hand out yet, but like what I was doing, like I showed you, where I have it where it rests against that hand, like up here more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it works pretty well if I'm just having them right there on the shelf.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like 2000X when he just reach out and it would fly to him anyway. It's like it's almost
right
when he catches it, so it kind of works for me on that level. But having it where the other one was constantly just like flipping down, like we saw yours do already too, that was driving me crazy. It's like I would have loved to not have the Havoc step be as heavy, and then I could have just posed it the way I was thinking. But yeah.
All right. Let's see. This is what I've got. Yeah, it swings out a little bit, but if you bend the hand, okay, here's another little trick too. I'm learning right now. If you bend the hand, the hand, oops, let me just do this real quick.
Yeah.
If you go like this to the hand, to hold.
Okay, so tilted in a little bit more, maybe.
I tried that, and mine just kept on doing its thing. So yeah.
Here's what I've got going on now.
Yeah, I like them without the wrist guards on. The more I see it now.
Yeah. Whew, man.
That's an Alcala incarnate right there.
That's right. This is my pal.
Straight from the original mini comics.
Oh, there it goes. Do you see it?
Speaking Moistly says, you guys are all artistic. Skele, I'm a mechanic. I will not break that stuff and have no fear of breaking it. And
I will say this about mechanics. You dudes are artists, man.
They are. The engineering behind a vehicle and knowing how it works and keeping it going.
Incredible. That's incredible work. It blows my mind all the time.
So Aaron has jumped in and says, heat makes all things possible, Skele.
Yeah, that's true.
Do it with a little heat. Get a little hairdryer action going.
His wrist doesn't need that.
I think Skeletor is giving that a thumbs down. That's what's really heat now.
Says no mercy.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I know that I haven't put the other heads on him, and I've been focusing mainly on this other head, this main head sculpt, but I'm worried about putting here. Let me take me off the main screen here. I'm worried about the other heads.
Honestly, the twirling of the Havoc step while you were talking makes me think you have like a 1-year-old and you're trying to feed him while you're sitting there trying to talk to us, and the kid's like,
totally. That's exactly it. Now here's the challenge I have. I'm wondering, does his waist separate from his bottom half?
Not
Go
like
back and watch Mega J's Deluxe He-Man, and you will know. No, don't do that.
Basically, mine was so tight in that area. It took until tonight where I actually could even move it anywhere, and every time I moved it, there was no problem.
All right, I have a question then. Follow-up question to that.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get I'm gonna take his head off. Now, how do I get the armor off completely? Because here it's kind of, do I have to take an arm off?
I would try to just wiggle that down his legs, if you can. Is it possible?
Oh, there you go. That's it.
And this is why we keep Sean around.
Yes.
Oh, wait. No, hold on.
It doesn't shimmy?
It's shimmying, but it's real tight. It's real... There. Okay. We're going to try the other armor, folks.
See, he's way braver than me, because once I got it to a certain point, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
What do you want to see first?
All that done.
You know, let's do the dragon armor. Let's do the dragon blaster look, because I know there's a couple of us, and I know it was mentioned earlier where maybe the battle armor is our version of Skeletor. I think it was the more mass-owned one. Quite often, people replace the original Skeletor with that battle armor one because your parents had to get that one. Couldn't get the original anymore.
Now, taking this off.
That's true.
Folks. And
I'm a glutton for punishment, is all of that saying there.
Right. Yeah, Sean was so done with Skeletor, he bought a second just to change the armor.
I want to just piss myself off twice. Why not? Who cares? It's only a bald man.
See, you know, long before toys, Sean used to have long, luxurious hair, and then he sold it all so he could buy the many, many Mondo he has.
I sold it all for my first Classics He-Man, and then it all went downhill from there.
I do have a little bit of a paint smudge.
Oh, no.
Which is totally hidden when this is on him.
Right.
But when that's off of him, you can see it.
We will toss that up to the Wabby Savvy style. You know, little wear and tear on the figures.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I'm gonna put this hand back in.
Now, is there any particular way you're supposed to lay those chains out, Sean? Do you know, or is it just?
I haven't even gotten to the chains, so I couldn't tell you. But I know the dragon. The way that his harness works, it's just like a slip them in on the back, and you're good to go. It'll just stay there then. Yeah,
you go like this.
But the chain, I haven't even taken that part out of the box because I didn't do like a big, like here's everything like Skelly's doing right now.
So you can, if you want, you can bend the little. I mean, let me just open this up here.
Yeah.
You can. It looks to me like this is gonna go on his wrist, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna put that on his wrist. This chain can go through here.
Right.
Through the front. You get the lock. I mean, I think the lock just hangs on it, right? If I remember correctly. And then it looks to me like you might have to bend this. Bend the little metal piece that's here. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that one's a little bit bigger.
To get it to hook onto this side piece here, this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to do that because that's not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put the dragon on the back with the little slot.
Can I just say that I do appreciate that they did want to have it partially articulated in case you don't want to put them on the back.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
when
awesome.
when they said they were going to do this, and I saw the dragon, and I asked I want to say I think it was Emiliano when he posted on Facebook last year. I asked him specifically, is the dragon articulated? Can we have it as like a pet now? And he goes, I'm not going to say yes, but I'm also not going to say no. And I'm like, ooh. And
there's some
once
partial
we found out,
articulation
it's like,
there.
you know, it's a two for them, which I thought was brilliant. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing. I'm not sure if I'm going to maybe in the future I might choose to display in this way. But I really love this. His claws are very sharp.
Yep.
You know what, Skele? Does the padlock open?
Yeah, maybe the padlock opens and it connects.
So it's going to loop through the neck, and then you loop that bigger circle from the chain through the padlock, so they're connected. That way you don't have to bend anything.
Let me just check here. No. The padlock does not open.
Okay.
Well, there goes that idea.
Hey, Kenzo. Speaking of Kenzo, this battle armor is, we're going to try that next. I say speaking of Kenzo because he's been working on battle armor stuff.
He has been pumping out the battle armors, making sure everybody gets a little set. Spikeore's been working double hard making battle armors for everybody.
All right, I just want to make a quick commentary here, comparing that I've discovered on my version of this, comparing the Dragon Blaster armor to the battle armor. So the battle armor actually, I don't want to speak before I'm ready to speak. Okay, yeah. The battle armor fits more snugly on him than this did. This one did feel like it kept wanting to, it couldn't quite connect in some areas. It would see how this is right here.
Yeah.
When this is off, I can easily just snap that in place. But when it was on his torso, it's such a snug fit that it was kind of just a little bit separated, kind of like that, and it made me nervous putting the dragon on there. But you know, maybe with a little bit of manipulation and as folks have been saying, put a little heat on there, maybe it'll fit better. But the battle armor fits on just great. And look at that.
There it is. The greed, the pig, the purple.
Yeah, I'm glad yours is working. There were some people in the Mondo groups in the last week or so that were saying they couldn't get their battle armor to completely connect and lock.
Oh no.
That's kind of what I'm having a little bit with the Dragon Blaster armor.
Okay. Yeah, because for me, the Dragon Blaster armor is never going on one of mine. I like that we have the dragon, but the Dragon Blaster was never like one of my Skeletors. It's either battle armor or the traditional version. So
I'm totally with you on that, Sean. I know other people are different in that respect, but the Dragon Blaster armor Skeletor, I think, came a little late in the game for me. Just wasn't interested. But
I love it for the dragon, but I agree. It was never like my top pick for a Skeletor.
Yeah.
Original or battle armor all the way.
Yeah.
Battle armor, like I said, yes. I mean,
it made him look more dangerous. And that
it really did.
With Curtis on Offworld, Curtis Ackerman, he loves battle armor more than any other version because he says it reminds him of like Mad Max, where it looks like a post-apocalyptic Skeletor kind of a vibe. Then,
right?
So, and I can get behind that. That's pretty cool.
So
Thanos, I'm not going to get him a Panther, but if you would like to send a Panther along, I would love that. But it's not on my agenda. He deserves a Panther, and if I were to get, I've heard everybody talking about it. If I were to get a Panther, I would probably aim for the flocked one.
You got to go flocked. Panther should always be flocked.
I mean, people who love classics will argue that maybe is not necessarily the case, but I just loved me a flocked Panther. I loved the flocking on the vintage. I mean, getting a one that was in good shape, a few years ago was like it was a grail piece for me,
right?
Just to get it in good shape, and then
I mean, it classics. It's a bit of a different story, I guess, but truly, I always find the appeal. Now, mind you, with the latest run with Origins, I did settle for the non-flocked Panther for my collection.
Oh.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I couldn't find the flocked Panther, and then when they finally started showing up, and then when they dropped down to clearance, it was just kind of like, I never saw one of the clearanced ones. And, the one that I did find when they were coming out at full price, I did pick one up for my buddy Corey because he needed a little kitty to pet, and he appreciated the flocked Panther, and then I had an extra saddle, so that went on a Paracephalosaur that my custom King Grayskull rides.
All right, I'm having a little trouble with the battle armor now, and I'm wondering why. Is it so? I think so this fits so snugly that you got to have the torso. Because he's got the crunch. Yeah. He's got the crunch. You got to have that straight. You got to have the crease between the pectoral muscles and the crease in the 6-pack or 12-pack or whatever. Like it's got to line up is what I'm seeing here. That's my theory at this stage. All right. Okay.
So one other change they did between him and He-Man is his magnets are more like pinhead magnets in those armors. And He-Man, it's a rectangular magnet they put in. So he has less coverage for the magnets. So, if you have him wearing it and it's moving around a little bit, those magnets, probably have the easiest time of just slipping by each other if the crease isn't in the right place, which, again, that's another, like, the stand is kind of like all right, whatever. I can deal with the stand being different for him. But when you're dealing with a production change like that, where now all of a sudden the magnet coverage isn't there properly, that bugs me on that level, because it was fine with He-Man. You didn't need to change it for Skeletor.
Right.
Yeah. So this is this is really reminding me of, with this particular head sculpt on here, it reminds me of who was the baddie in the second Mad Max movie?
Humongous.
Humongous. He reminds me of Humongous. Look at that, especially with this hand, like just the stance, the armor, the face. This is kind of great. Holy moly!
Yeah.
With the early Mattel looking head, it comes off real easy because I don't have it on there completely. But I'm really loving this. This is very cool.
The headless battle armor.
Let me get
the way you presented that.
You could have him just holding his head under his arm and just damn it!
Probably just got to heat it up a little bit. Give it a little hair dryer action.
I got it. I just it takes a little manipulation. There we go. I gotta do a widescreen for this. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm actually surprised at how much I love this. I'm going to cover up the paint there. But
the paint bugging you a little bit. Yeah. It does. Put the give him the axe. Give him the axe for that look.
Oh yeah.
I think that axe will really just, like Sean said, that the battle armor makes him look dangerous.
Mm-hmm. And plus,
So-
if you look at the axe, it makes complete sense.
Right? Like the axe just screams like, okay, I'm here to slaughter you all.
Yeah. No more talking, bitches.
The Alan Oppenheimer Uncut Edition.
Man, this hand that it's like more of a fist, but it's supposed to hold something, is real difficult to mess with. You're right about that other hand. It's much easier to put something in it.
See, speaking moistly is saying axe left hand, sword right hand, let's go.
Yeah.
Just truly, that
I'm gonna
is
do that
a
for-
dangerous.
I'll do that for speaking moistly right now.
We're going to give you some solo layout for that one because that just, you need to see that in the full glory. Fully decked out to go toe to toe against He-Man, axe and sword.
I'm just gonna try a couple things, guys.
That makes me feel like he's like more warlord-esque, you know?
You noticed at the beginning of this review, he was saying he was sweating and he was very worried. And just look at how he took the head off a little.
I put you on the solo layout. Yeah, you weren't quite ready for it.
I'm not ready for solo layout yet.
Yeah. Before he was just like nervous to touch everything. Now he's all like,
I'm still nervous. I'm determined at this stage. I'm determined, and I'm trusting the material a little bit more. But if I break something, I'm gonna cry. I'm just letting you all know.
I think Mondo only gives you 6 head switches, and then that's it. So you might want to be a little more.
That's just not going on. I'm gonna do. Sorry, guys. I was gonna try and do the Evil Dead Army of Darkness one, but I'm not. I'm gonna go back to this one.
That's the one I'm gonna do when I get the second one, and then
the
armor
Evil Dead.
Yeah, he looks maniacal with that one. Like having the battle armor, the axe, and the sword with that one to me is like, yeah, if you saw him on the battlefield, you'd run the other direction
For sure. So Ace is asking.
This one, it's a little more majestic looking. Like this is Skeletor, the traditional way you might imagine him. But yeah, sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. Ace is wondering if anyone pre-ordered the Ben Cooper Costume Kids collection. I did not pre-order. I'm just going to kind of hope that I see those at, the Target and pick them up. But I definitely want to get all those Ben Cooper kids because, I mean, they just bring back all the memories every time I look at them. I
know that Bobby was thinking about it. I'm definitely thinking about it too, but it ain't gonna happen right now. If they show up at Targets, it might be hard to resist seeing them there. But
I did finally do the pre-order for the bear. I did that this weekend.
Oh, cool!
Nice.
Yep, that was also why I had to. I removed the live stream because I did it towards the end of the stream and it was really late, and I was checking my orders and doxed myself, so pulled the stream off. This is no longer for public viewing.
Oh, really?
Oops. Yeah. The only problem was I was tired, so I went to bed and I was like, I'll do it in the morning, and then I woke up the next morning and I had to rush go out to a baby shower. And while I was at the baby shower, I was just like, let me go set that to private and I'll edit it. And I had to ask everybody who did the simulcast stream to pull theirs too. And of course, by the time I pulled mine, I had 270 views. So there's probably 270 people out there that have my address now.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's not comfortable feeling at all. Oh, great.
Well, maybe you'll get something in the mail. Something terrifying.
Bring the hate mail. Oh, here we go. Look at this. We got a super chat here from Speaking Moistly.
Hey, thank you, Speaking Moistly. That's really cool. Thank you.
$5 super chat saying Battle Armor Skeletor is the best Skeletor.
And when you see this, Speaking Moistly, I think you'll just be like, yeah, I was right.
Right? So I'm not sure if they're selling the Ben Cooper kids separately. I'm just kind of hoping, or even if they do come as a set, hoping to see it out in the wild. I just don't have the extra funds. Now, mind you, big shout out to our good friend Emerald Knight. He got me a Legion's gift card that helped pay for a good chunk of the bear. So thank you, brother. I appreciate that Christmas present.
Okay.
Thanos said it.
No, I don't think so, Thanos. But it's real tempting. Just for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The challenge has been presented.
Well, you know what? You could do just the top of it with the snake bit and have on top of that part and have it with blow-up features or whatever. That would be freaking great. Just
that would be cool.
Do almost like a statue version. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what Raul Barrero and his sister did.
But that would be a good gray skull, though. That's the thing that blows my mind.
Yeah, they did the whole front of the gray skull. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go full screen on this, guys, because I think this is pretty epic.
Do it.
Oh wow, yeah, that's the look right there.
Oh my god,
that is literally death is coming for you, right there.
Yeah.
Gonna pull up Speaking Moistly super chat again here because he was the one that recommended the look, and that is it. That is a Skeletor that will. He's gonna win the power.
Well, like my favorite is still the Alcala Skeletor. That's the one that I always had in my head when I think Skeletor. Yeah. But this now, the way he looks here is if Frank Frazetta had a chance to do He-Man.
Yes,
Skeletor
there you go.
Like his brush.
There you go. Wow, you called it, Sean. You nailed it. That look. Oh my god.
I love that head on him. The more I see it right now.
It's really cool.
I'm so glad I'm doing this exact look when I get my other one. That is exactly what I was going to do anyway. So,
yeah, this is fantastic. I'm going to put him on the stand. I might even just have him like this for a while.
Well, I mean, you worked so hard to get them like that. You might as well go.
That took a long. My forearms are sore now. I just got a workout.
Yeah, it's just like the swaps for Mythics. I mean, geez. You can even have sometimes on those.
I just haven't. The only thing I haven't done yet is the Terror Claws. So let's do that.
Yeah. I mean, as beautiful as that looks, those Terror Claws are something.
I'm going to leave the battle armor on him for this.
Yeah, because they didn't give him the Venice Beach look.
Thank goodness. Sorry. I know some people have mixed feelings about that, but.
Yeah, no, I'm total agreement with you.
When I saw you get the Terror Claws and not the freaking belly shirt, I was so happy. I'm like, Mondo, you guys get me on every level when it comes to Skeletor, because that shirt was such a bad idea.
The worst. That is like, it's funny too, because like as it's coming down, it looks kind of cool with the skull and everything.
Yeah.
But then where it just cuts off at the midriff is that total muscle top Venice Beach look of the 80s. And I'm sorry, we don't need that. Like, you might as well put a fanny pack on them.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I had him as a kid, and even as a kid, I think I messed with him for 5 minutes right after I got him, and then I was kind of like, what's Battle Armor Skeletor doing in my toy box today, or whatever, and that was the end of that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I'd just rather put the I'm so glad like the Terror Claws like could be put on other toys. Like,
yeah.
Do not need that. It's it's nice we get that vac metal look, but he should have had more armor. Ace says that they love the probably the only person that loves the crop top Skeletor. Like I said, it's got its high points. It's just I'm just not a fan overall of that look.
The only way they could have made it more 80s is if it was a mesh top. like a purple mesh Skeletor top, and
I might have actually enjoyed that better.
It probably would have been better. That's the
right.
Probably
I probably would have enjoyed that a lot more. Like I'm thinking like Sean Astin from was that 50 First Dates?
Yeah,
with the mesh shirt.
Yes.
like that.
All right, guys, this is amazing too. Okay, here we go. Terror Claw Skeletor.
Yep.
That I love that look.
That is exactly the version. I wanted to do Terror Claws on mine with the battle armor and that head.
Yeah.
So give me exactly the blueprint right there.
There it is. That is it. I love that look.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, okay, so now we're coming to the end of this, and I need to ask everybody in the chat. Let's see if we can do a vote of some sort. How am I going to display this guy for the next 6 months? Do I do
there is
tradition?
A poll feature where we could do a poll. I'm wondering where I can bring that up. I
don't know how to do that.
I still haven't figured it out.
My question is, and it doesn't have to be serious, but like, should I do? There's the two that I think I like the most: battle armor Skeletor or Alcala Skeletor for the next 6 months on my shelf. Anybody that's watching right now in the chat, if you feel like posting your ideas, let me know.
So speaking moistly, his vote's in.
we got one for battle armor. I like the way he spelled Skeletor too. Two
well,
for
he
battle
said he'd
armor.
been drinking, so
Skeletor.
That's all right. Hey.
I love Skeletor. I love it.
Yeah.
Skeletor.
That's what the sword is for.
Yeah.
And oh, great, Ace. All right, let's see what that looks like.
Yeah, now Skelly's got to pop the head off again.
Mm-hmm. The thing about if anybody bought this and like Sean, when you start to mess around with this stuff, I highly recommend taking the hard plastic armor off when you take the
wait. So wait a minute. So speaking moistly is now going back on what he originally said and saying terror claws with the battle armor.
Oh, all right.
So originally it was the battle armor with the power sword and the axe. Now it's the terror claws with the battle armor. Now I guess we just got to nail down the head because so far everybody has voted for battle armor, or at least everybody who's voted.
Anybody else want to vote? How about you guys? Oz, Sean?
I'm just now thinking back on the mesh shirt Skeletor, but that's not an option. So
that's you're gonna have dreams about that tonight.
Thanos has come in to say he would do the classic Skeletor, but with the newer head.
Okay.
So we got to vote for classic with the new head.
All right.
Honestly, I'm a huge. Oh my god, that looks like it just jumped out of Halloween.
Yeah.
All right, that's my vote. Sorry, Terror Claws with the Alcala head.
This is kind of amazing,
right? I'm sorry. I feel like you knock. You go up to somebody's door and you knock and you say trick or treat, and then he says "fuck off."
This is pretty cool.
Oh wow! Now that's the look for me right there. That's my vote.
I still like the newer the one with the beady eyes in it.
Yeah.
And the battle armor. And I'm still not sure if the Terror Claws I really love, but then having him with the sword and the axe just makes it a whole new level of like he's literally there's no talking with this man. He's come to just kill you, and that's It's that is like the way I look at him is the exact same way when people saw Rogue One and Vader was at the end of the hall and he lights the lightsaber up and then everybody it's like every one of those guys is dead.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the same vibe I got by seeing you do that one.
All right, I'm just gonna return the traditional armor. Oops.
I think we've got the vote twisted and turned. People are swapping back and forth.
I think I'm having a hard time seeing that there might be a. Oh, let me just take me off of here.
I'm trying to bring it all back up. Let's see. We had. All right. So, how can I start comments here? We got Terror Claws with battle armor. Which I was a vote for Terror Claws with the Alcala head now. We've got, so that's like at least 2 votes for Terror Claws with battle armor. Then we've got Kenzo and Thanos have both said classic armor, new style head.
Okay, I'm going to show them that. Okay. Now, which new style head? This one or bone face?
Well, Kenzo's was definitely the bone color head.
Okay.
Now, Bud has said here, it's my preferred Skeletor look, but I was scrolling back to see which one he said, but I don't see it. Also, Masterversal Toy Hunter was for battle armor. So I guess that's 3 solid votes for battle armor.
Okay, 3 solid votes for battle armor.
All right, Thanos has said the bone one. Speaking moistly now saying bone face. So I'm guessing he means the bone colored one too.
Okay. And that we're going to go full traditional without a cape and just see what this looks like.
Yeah, so far nobody has said do the cape.
I know, it's interesting, right?
Well, I mean, I guess Thanos has said classic. So, I mean, Kenzo and Thanos both said classic. Does that mean with the cape or without the cape, guys?
To me, classic.
Well,
without it, but that's just
right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Sean. Classic is without it.
Thanos, I put the cape on. That's what he says.
Okay, so Thanos is with cape.
Okay. This is without cape, but this is with the bone face and traditional armor without cape. This is really beautiful. God, I can't even with this.
He is stunning. He is just stunning.
That head is freaking awesome. I love that one.
The way the eyes just pop.
Mm-hmm.
And they match this perfectly.
Yes. Yeah.
Think of that. Like Tweeterhead did that bust. That it was a life-size bust like a year or so back. At least the pre-work. And that it pretty much looks like what they offered.
Yeah,
it really does.
Almost like their own mini version of that, even though it's a freaking huge figure on top of it. So, but that is almost exactly the same vibe that I got from that bust. And there it is. And it's one of your options. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever want a toy of that kick-ass statue? Well, we made it.
I got legs and arms, bitches. Who needs a bust?
I think
I'm gonna bust everyone up.
I think I'm gonna go with this for a while. This is.
I got to agree. I think that is a good look for him. Can I just say, I really like that detail on the back of the armor too, right?
Yep. The like spine.
Yeah, look at the spine. Yeah, I didn't really show that, did I?
Right? Like, that is such a unique thing. I love that look because, the back of the armor always just used to have a little lack of detail, but just that extra bit really does. It just, again, it elevates that classic look.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it with the gauntlets more, actually. I really do.
The thing.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, go ahead,
Sean.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's like if you honestly, if I was collecting Mondo, I would do what Sean did. I'd get another one, so I got to have 2 on display.
Right.
So that but to be honest with you, if I had nothing holding me back, I'd have to go full. Like I'd have to get 4.
Yeah, kind of display.
Every design, every costume change that comes with this is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just mind-boggling. If I had to rate them, I'd say maybe Dragon Blaster was at the bottom, but that the other options are all tied.
Right.
Like they're just like all tied. And never mind, because they're all tied because we got this with the Dragon Blaster. I mean, this
makes the Dragon Blaster, right?
Yeah.
So Kenzo's going a completely different direction. He has ordered the Disco Skeletor. Now, mind you, he has the Skeletor. But that Disco Skeletor really did it for me. If I had Mondo money, I would have been mad if I had done one of these earlier releases of Skeletor and then that one popped up, because that version for me is, again, that is my favorite Skeletor of all, just because the orange and the purple and the black with the gold accents, like, say what you will, that one to me just really has a firm place for me in my heart. Like, I love that look.
Well, that one was the one I was tempted to get and do the Terror Claws with them.
Right.
And I didn't, for some reason. They showed it off last year that they were going to do it, but I did not realize it was going to be a designer con thing.
Yeah.
So the fact that, it's like once that happened, I'm like, well, I'm not worrying about it then, because that window is way, way smaller.
So much more narrow.
And there's only a limited number. I think if I remember right on the box, for the Skeletor I was like 209 of 6,000.
Right.
And I want to say the ones that they do at Designer Con, those are like only 1,100.
Right. It's only like 1,000 each, and some of those they hold back.
Yep.
Because they do know that there could be the possibility of QC issues, so they don't put all of them out there for sale.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but they are numbered.
And for me, at least, like, they did Designer Con last year, and that's where Anti-Eternia He-Man came from. And I was like, that character is enough that I wanted to get that version, even though I want a He-Man as well. But Anti-Eternia He-Man freaks me out to begin with. So I was like, I don't have a big connection to Disco Skeletor. I'd rather just have another Skeletor. And
a standard.
There's less options with that version, so I'm not going to feel as bad if I'm displaying them differently than just the classic version.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I wish Mondo could do, it would be similar to what NECA did. And I don't see them doing it because I think Mattel has their clutches on that license way too hard nowadays. I wish that Mondo could do a run of 6 or 7 inch figures based on these, just like NECA had their foot tall Ninja Turtles, and then they translated them into 6-inch versions for the original movie and stuff like that.
I'm with you on that, Sean.
I've heard it from more than just, I mean, in general, I've heard so many people go, if they could make 7-inch versions of these figures, or even 8-inch versions, maybe make them $40 to $50 a pop, but the amount of crap you get with them, the displayability and stuff, I think there'd be a ton of people jumping on that. But there is something to be said about it being the way it is. It has that exclusive collector vibe when you're collecting these in that way. It's like a hot toy, but still like something you want to mess with instead of like the hot toy way it works. But I
agree with you there.
If they could pare them down, I'd say these almost would make me go, maybe classics need to go into storage then, and I would just have Mondos all over the place for He-Man, and that would be like, okay, when are the pigs gonna fall from the sky, or it's gonna rain frogs outside or whatever. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm speechless. Mondo, you're doing amazing work. I don't know what to say. If you started doing 6-inch or 7-inch figures, I know we would all be in on it. Sean's making a great point. Think about that seriously. This is remarkable stuff you're making. Not everybody can afford it because it's buying art. I mean, this is art. I'm also one that believes that little figures are art too.
Oh yeah.
But I do think there's a real magic happening in this scale and with this detail. And if Mondo, if you could accomplish something like that at a smaller scale, that would be amazing. I know all the masters friends that we have in our community would all be in on that. I'm trying. I don't know how else to articulate it. This is an amazing piece. This is really cool. Look at that. The moment of silence.
Well, I mean, I'll throw my crappy voice in here real quick for it, but
yeah, do it.
The thing that I find a lot of joy out of is we view these characters either the way the vintage figures looked or Filmation, whatever your poison was to enjoy Masters, that's your take typically. And to have a company come along, I mean, the Four Horsemen did it with 2000X, where they just said, let's blow the roof off the joint and envision this. And I still love those designs to this day.
Me too.
But when you're talking about, let's rein it back in so it feels traditional to us again, but let's make it like adults are designing this for adults now. Mondo is artistically doing some stuff that I feel Mattel is not doing at all. Or not, at least not doing in a way that interests me. That's why the Mondo is the way I'm going with a lot of my stuff now. And the details, the paint work, the Mondo-esqueness of the details they're using are all things where I just appreciate that so much. And it's stuff that I've been craving from the line since 2000. So.
Yeah.
Sculpt Viper Tommy is saying, I'm watching from the start. Great to see you guys appreciating the dragon smoke. Now, Sculpt Viper Tommy is Tommy Hodges.
Hey!
That is the sculptor for most of these Mondo He-Man that we're enjoying.
Well, thank you, Tommy. This is if you participated in the sculpt of this this particular figure, like I wish I could high five you, man. This is phenomenal. You're bringing real joy to the community through your work with Mondo. So
now, mind you, he's saying he's watching from the beginning, so he won't hear this till the very end. But
yeah, well,
the love is still there.
That's
love
right.
is still there.
Tommy has been doing some fantastic work. I had the pleasure of being able to meet him in one of Mega J's chats a couple weeks ago, and we've talked a bit here and there offline. His work is just amazing. He's also done the sculpting work for the new Delta 17 O-ring line for a lot of it. Him and one other sculptor, Jesse, had done that. Not our Jesse. Not our amazing just shelve it. He's not sculpting toys that I know of yet. We'll say yet. It's
Not
coming
yet.
though. But yes, Tommy, thank you for showing up, brother, and catching the stream here. It's good to have you, and we are singing the praises of your work, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, the only critique I have for this Mondo figure is I am terrified of it. I am terrified. I mean, I'm gonna get into cold sweats every single time I try and switch out these outfits. It is so beautiful, and the plastic is sturdy, but I don't trust myself. It's like, okay, so I'll stop jibber jabbering about that. I want to show the final decision I made on how this guy is gonna look. Hold on, just gotta make a little slight adjustment. Oop.
Oh boy!
There it goes.
I didn't break it.
Fears actualized.
I know. I shouldn't talk. Okay. Almost there. Okay.
And speaking moistly, Covenant talking about the Four Horsemen being the GOAT, greatest of all time. I gotta say, Eric Treadaway and the guys over at Four Horsemen absolutely doing amazing jobs.
Yeah, they are amazing.
But these Mondo sculpts and what Tommy's doing are just outstanding. Look at that pure evil, that pose with that hand. Oh, that's it, Skelly. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with for a while until I change it up. We're gonna, little teaser for tomorrow. We're gonna talk a little bit about Four Horsemen because of Adam's Battle Ram blog that he's got set up for tomorrow night. So I don't want to give it away.
Very cool.
I'm excited to talk about that. And tomorrow night, I know people tonight got a partial preview of kind of the stuff we're going to be talking about tomorrow night if you watch Mega J's channel.
Yeah.
But we're going to be talking revolution theories, ideas that we might have that we're hoping to see, or things that we're confident we're not going to see, or things that we are terrified of seeing, potentially. And it'll be a fun discussion. So those of you who are watching tonight, thank you all so much for being here in the chat. And Oz and Sean, thank you guys so much for being here, for popping in and joining me on this, because I didn't realize this starting this tonight that some of the costume changes for Skeletor would have been very difficult for me to carry the conversation by myself. So thank you both for being here for that. And also having a pro Mondo collector, Sean, here to talk about it. Like you're a pro Mondo collector now. Yeah.
All right.
I want to talk to Tommy though about, we need to figure these out and do them in 6-inch or 7-inch. Come on.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Come on.
All right, you can hit him up on IG. I know I've mentioned to him about coming and hanging out with us for a Toy Frenzy coming up, so we'll get that one on the books at some point, and we'll definitely touch back on that topic at the time. Now, I wanted to bring this up and highlight it because this was never said tonight, Kenzo. Look at you, just trying to stir the pot. We specifically said that the conversation on Mega J's channel tonight was the precursor for tomorrow night's conversation. Adam and I were both over there talking a little bit about things. It was great to talk with Michael from Toy Habits and Mega J, because they put some insight on some things too that now we can bring to the conversation. And not just that, the new trailer drops tomorrow. So there's parts of the conversation we haven't even got to yet, because we don't know what's coming next.
We did not plan it, and we're really excited. We're really excited. Hashtag chat.
I'll bring this up in a little bit here, but yeah.
We're gonna have a good conversation tomorrow night that's just gonna piggyback off of what was said in Mega J's episode. And in fact, that's all. Like that's one of the greatest gifts we can give each other as fans of Masters of the Universe, or fans of anything, is that one conversation happening on another channel, and then another conversation happening on another channel. It's not competition. We're piggybacking off of each other. We're taking the conversation and running with it. We're sharing our different perspectives. And yeah, I mean, we know you are, Kenzo, and we know you'll be there. But yeah, maybe we can, I'm just going to say this, Tommy, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on Toy Frenzy and talk about your process, because if you go back and watch some of our Toy Frenzy episodes, we love talking process with artists.
Yes.
And that's just right up our alley. So, Tommy, you can either reach out to Oz or me, or Sean. We're all on Instagram. Ostradamus Toys. Sean is October Sun. Make sure you use a 0 for October. And I'm Skele Vader on Instagram. We'd love to have you on. I can't say enough how blown away I am by this, and by the generosity of Mondo sending this my way to review. So Mondo, cheers to you, friends. And this is quite an accomplishment. This thing, I'm just going to open it up to the big screen real quick.
Please do. Please
have
do.
a sentimental moment here. This guy is majestic. There's really not another way to describe it. The details are phenomenal. This guy is pure magic, Mondo. So good job. Good job. So guys, I have to go have a shower so I can feel normal again after this incredible experience. I'm excited. I'm hoping to continue in our conversation. Maybe we can talk a little bit about this. If you have dreams about this experience tonight, we can talk about it tomorrow on Toy Frenzy.
I will. I will definitely have some dreams tonight.
Yeah. and I'm excited. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I'm worried I'm going to have dreams about Mondo Tila, and then they're not going to let you monetize.
Well, we're not going to have that. You got to pay extra for that conversation.
That's on my
folks.
OnlyFans page, apparently. Yeah, for Patreon, please.
That's on Sean OnlyFans.
So, folks, Sean has not yet started a Patreon, so we got to talk him into doing that so he can create, vlogs and just post them directly on Patreon as a gift to his Patreons, and he can share all those juicy details there.
Sean's really weird nightmares.
Yeah. We'll call them nightmares for now.
Thanos has got it. Anything goes.
Anything goes.
Sean unabridged. All the hot dogs and Vicks you can handle.
Dear God.
Maybe a little bit of snake armor Tila while we're at it.
The woo-hoo.
Uh-oh. The truth emerges.
And folks, that's just the beginning.
Sadly, yeah. The rabbit hole goes really far.
Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you two. You're amazing, and I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for the invite, brother. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to be here. I know this one meant a lot, so that was really cool to be able to be in.
Yeah, it's a big one, and I got to just figure out. I just got to figure out the right kind of place for him. He's probably going to be the only Mondo for a while, so I might build. I think I want to build a cavern. I think is what I want to do. That he can be standing in with some lights inside, hidden.
You know what, Skelly? That's it. We were talking earlier about doing the peak of the mountain with the snake. You've always talked about building a snake big enough to put him in, right? When he's standing in the mouth of the Snake Mountain looking out, that's your display. to make a large scale version of the snake head to put him in.
I dig that.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Now I'm gonna meet you in the middle because I just got an idea because of your idea. I think that's awesome, but I think I want to do a cavern still, but it's gonna have stalagmites and stalactites that'll be like fangs, so it'll have a resemblance to the inside of a snake mouth.
That's kind of where I was thinking when you were saying the cavern too, like kind of like that look to it, like they're rode up like the teeth.
Yeah, totally. Something like that. I love that idea. The only reason too is that like I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna be comfortable doing it sort of halfway. And snakehead, as soon as you said snakehead, I pictured the appropriate sized snakehead for this size of a figure. And so I'm thinking
that'd still be pretty big.
It would be like this. It would be like this big. So I'm gonna do something like that. It'll be like a cavern with snake features. So at least it'll fit inside of maybe one of these areas.
One of your amazing Detolf cubes.
I'll build it to a cube. Yeah.
Very cool.
I like it.
Everybody in the chat, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate every single one of you. You're all awesome. And again, a huge thank you to Mondo for sending this my way. And giant thanks to my Toy Frenzy brothers, Sean and Oz, for joining me tonight.
You're welcome.
Tune in tomorrow night to Toy Frenzy, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Ish.
We usually run a little late, but I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's conversation as well. So,
agreed.
Yeah. I feel like I interrupted you, Oz. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, like, tomorrow's show is going to be really, really